Hey, this is Ramon, channel is Alpha 4. Welcome to my channel. This is my Quran study, but I'm also going to be combining this episode with another series that I do called Questions for. I have done questions for Catholics, I have done questions for Protestants, for Calvinists, for Jews, and now it's come time for me to do questions for Muslims. So, I have 15 questions, and let's see how you guys respond. All right. Question number 1. There are many groups who claim the moniker Muslim. So that I can know who is speaking to me and which views you represent, please tell me which sect are you from? Sunni, Shia, Quran onlyist, Al-Mahdi, Baha, Karahite, Aliwat, Ahmadiyya, Sufi, Druze, Wahhabi, or some other sect. Please let me know so I can know who I am speaking to. On this channel, I have pointed out apparent contradictions in both the Tanakh and the New Testament. But I have also made a video listing out where the Bible aligns with known recorded history and the archaeological record. Even pagan mythologies, such as the Iliad and the Odyssey, have their points where they line up with proven history. Can you prove or verify controversial claims in the Quran outside of the Quran or the Hadith? In other words, without using the Quran or Hadith to prove itself, can you find outside sources? Question number 3. The Bible, that is the Old and New Testament, has its outside influences. And those who first recited and recorded it had their philosophical and theological influences. The Enuma Elish and the Atar-Hasis, for example. What are the non-revelatory sources for the Quran? In other words, what writings or which writings or works does the Quran reference? Or if it doesn't reference any writings, what were the popular writings at the time of its compilation and composition that would have been known to its first audience? You can also think of this as what was the Quran responding to in the Arabic society and the writing and literature of that time and just before its conception. Question number 4. The Bible, that is the Jewish, Maccabean, and Christian scriptures, differ greatly from the Quran, and the two make directly opposite claims about morals, ethics, and the events of the stories they relate. How do you reconcile those differences? Question number 5. On those differences between the Quran and the biblical accounts, Muslim apologists will sometimes say that it is because someone changed or hid what the Tanakh or New Testament say. So I ask you, who do you think changed the Bible, and when was it changed? Question number 6. Moving aside from the differences between the scriptures we supposedly agree upon, what about the differences the Quran has with other religious texts outside of the Abrahamic faiths? How do you address these differences? Question number 7. Much of the theology expressed in the Quran and much of the Quran's description of Christianity sounds like Gnosticism to most modern Christians. Are you familiar with any of these lost or forgotten Christian sects and identities? Arianism, Monotheism, Nestorianism, and Manichaeism. These are not words that I say on an everyday basis, so let me give you the spelling. Arianism is Arianism. Monotheism is Monophysism. Nestorianism is Nestorianism, and Manichaeism is Manicheanism. As these were the types of Christianities that were in Arabia during the time of Muhammad. Okay, question number 8. On the subject of Muhammad, many Muslim scholars and apologists have stated that he was illiterate. My question is not about the veracity of this claim, but rather its relevancy. How does one's literacy affect one's ability to recite, as oral traditions do not require reading skills? Question number 9. Now that we are on the subject of writings, a question about translation and transliteration. How does Jesus translate to Isa? Question number 10. When events of a distinctive historical account do not line up with a particular biblical account, we Christians can look at genre to see if the truth being relayed is allegorical, theological, or narrative. How do you handle when the historical or archaeological record disagrees with the Quran? Question number 11. More on how people of other faiths, and even people of the book, handle understanding their particular scripture as compared to how you, as a Muslim, might understand the words that have come to you. As Christians, Hebrews, Hindus, Buddhists, and those of many other faiths, most of us understand and have accepted that our sacred scriptures are the work of many authors over many, many years, written in different genres, for different audiences, and for different purposes. We call this process of coming to an understanding and putting work or lessons in context, and then applying that context or lesson and making it relevant to our own lives, reconciliation. How do you square, that is, reconcile, the practice of abrogation within yourself as a human? Does this bother you? If not, why not? Question number 12. More on the subject of Islam itself. I heard it said that Muslims do not believe in intercessors. So then, do angels count as intercessors? If they do, how so? If they do not, why not? Question number 13. Do you, as a Muslim, have a view on original sin? Question number 14. As concerns Islam and the subject of women, I have been reading the Quran, but have found very little as concerns a woman's soul. On that subject, what is the paradise a woman experiences in the afterlife? Question number 15. And lastly, Christians and Jews both believe in one singular God, though we define that singular unity differently. Do you, as a Muslim, believe that Christians, Jews, and Muslims all worship the same monotheistic God? And there you go. There are my questions for and my Quran study for the week. Starting next week, I should be back to my regular schedule of videos on the Quran and on the Bible. And with the Bible, I will be finishing up soon in probably the next 4 or 6 weeks. And after that, I will have to pick a new book to study as I get done with Genesis. Answer down below. Please make any response videos you like. Put any responses in links in my video for me to be able to see it. With the new algorithm, it is hard to find response videos. So if you want me to see your response video, please put a link in my comments down below. Anyone else, feel free to comment and answer. Anyone who's not a Muslim who's going to try to answer these questions, please be respectful. We want to keep this as peaceable as possible. Please be respectful if you're not a Muslim and you're going to decide to answer these questions. As for my Muslim friends, I know there's a few of you who've been watching my channel regularly. I look forward to hearing your response to these questions, as you have asked for harder questions. Harder questions you have now received. Talk to you all later. Have a good night and peace.